Microsoft responds to the FTC suit, and Fractured Online just went through just craziness this past couple of weeks. All that and more. My name's Ethos, and these are your top 5 stories for this week's Free to Play Weekly. Coming in at number 5 and 4, because this is kind of a update with the original story, and since we didn't cover it previously, I'm just going to put it all together for both of these stories. So last week, we reported that a number of Gamigo games were moving around to other companies, and layoffs were being announced for other games, and it was just a bad news day for fans and employees, all for anybody who was interested in any of those games. But there was one piece of this that we didn't mention, which was the game Fractured Online, which was an MMORPG developed by Dynamite Studios and was also being removed from the official Gamigo websites. We held off a little bit because we wanted to get more information before this. It looks like Dynamite Studios seemed thrilled originally with their partnership, but most of us who are MMORPG fans who were looking forward to Fractured Online itself were incredibly, and I mean incredibly, skeptical about this partnership, to say the least. And at the time, when we reached out for comment, the PR reply was, at this moment, we have no updates on this matter, but we will be in touch. So yeah, things were looking a little bit spooky. And then coming into story 4, we do have an update finally to know, basically what the heck happened. And it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Of course, like I said, not only them just acting as if nothing was wrong, as if it was that episode of Avatar where they were just like, there is no problems happening in Ba Sing Se. It was that level of gaslighting that was happening. We finally got a little bit of an update about what was going on. It has to involve something with troubles with their third-party backend platform. Again, this is very vague, and they said that they were managing the game servers and stability, and that the game was having issues, so they had to take the game down temporarily to fix these said issues. In a nutshell, for Fractured Online players, the game has been shifted to closed development as 2023 kicks off. Now, there is a small portion of the team that's working on the brand new platform, but most of the team is said to still be working on development, updates, and changes. Fractured Online is pointing out that the first update next year will be its largest ever, and they are focused on quality of life and bug changes for this brand new update. You can expect a full roadmap in 2023, and we hope there'll be an announced resolution to exactly what is going on between Fractured Online and Gamigo. And coming in at number 3, if you've been wanting to find out more about the NCSoft's next MMORPG, Thrones and Liberty, or TL for short, well, it looks like you don't have to wait anymore. In a new director's preview that was teased the week before, it looks like NCSoft's CCO, Tae-Chin Kim, dropped some interesting information about the game, including its development philosophy. Throne and Liberty is more than just a little title. The words Throne and Liberty were both chosen to represent something. The first represents player battles and competition, while the second one indicates a freedom to enjoy your own adventures in the game's dynamic world, and is apparently packed with this meaning as well. As the video description puts it, it calls to mind as a place of unity where the dividing walls of nationalities and generation gaps mean nothing. That's a lot to be packed into, of course, T and L. But the COO lays this out further in his video, saying that Throne and Liberty was developed under a slogan of play for all, and that it's intended to be played by players across all nationalities and generations. He promises that the game will be available on PC and console. Now, of course, this video isn't just all development philosophy. It does offer some insight into game design. The design director, Musiop Lee, introduces important features and details that demonstrates how the game is a seamless living world and dungeons that change based off of different criteria. They also highlighted the game's free class system, which allows players to decide their role based off of their weapons. The game also has PvP, but players can choose not to engage if they'd rather stay out of it. You can discover more about the full breakdown on the latest update for this game on their official NCSoft YouTube channel. And coming at number 2, from an end-of-year post from Blizzard Entertainment's president, Mike Yarba, an over 3-year absent fan event BlizzCon got confirmed to return in 2023. The BlizzCon confirmation was a short snippet of a much larger body of text. While announcing several significant players in Blizzard's operating team, Yarba revealed that April McKee got hired as the executive producer of BlizzCon. His tiny note afterward reads, "Yes, we're bringing BlizzCon back, more on that early next year." However, it is rather a big deal knowing that the last in-person event was back in 2019. There's many improvements internally on the horizon. Through key full-time staff being brought into various teams on Blizzard, Yarber ensures that the company's commitment to rebuilding its culture by enlisting members with different insights, experiences, backgrounds, functions, and identities. During 2022, they took a deep look at their mission, values, and vision upon which Blizzard was built, and one of the major projects this year, and staff talked about how those values were being interpreted and lived, and looking ahead how it could be improved or modernized. Yarba writes that everyone at Blizzard had a chance to have their voice heard in this critical work, which employees and players will see the results of in the new year. You can learn more about this entire post on the official Blizzard website. And coming at number 1, your biggest story of this week. Microsoft and Activision has a pretty straightforward reply to the FTC's previously filed suit to stop the acquisition of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft. And it looks like they're taking the boxing gloves off. They said pretty much that the acquisition of a single game by the third-place console manufacturer cannot upend a highly competitive industry. That is particularly so when the manufacturer has made it clear it will not withhold the game. In the 37-page response to the FTC suit, Microsoft supplies multiple graphics and additional context to point out that the Activision deal is very different from the Bethesda deal. Microsoft does admit that yes, it does plan on making some Bethesda titles exclusive, but it continues to call out loud and clear that it has no such plans to do the same with Activision titles. Microsoft calls out that just because Sony, a competitor, has thus far refused to accept Xbox's proposal does not justify blocking a transaction that will benefit consumers. Giving consumers high-quality content in more ways and at lower prices is what the antitrust laws are supposed to promote, not prevent. All we can say for sure is that things are definitely about to get very interesting. And that moves us to the question of the week. With Blizzard announcing that BlizzCon is coming back for next year, let me know in the comment section below if that has you interested in either physically going or virtually getting a ticket and participating in BlizzCon, or do you think it's a crock of shit and you still won't participate? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And these are your top 5 stories for this week's Free-to-Play Weekly. Don't forget to check out MMOBomb.com for giveaways and the latest news. My name's Ethos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everyone.